really doing this, aren't we? Yes, today I'm going to be doing the first and probably last edition.
Really doing this, aren't we?
What the fuck?
Yes, today.
Oh, shit.
Doing the first
Oh, it's doing a thing.
last edition. Really doing this, aren't we?
What the fuck?
Yes, today.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's doing a thing. Sure you want to stop streaming? What if I just do that? Okay, we are back. Hello, Neo Phantom. Hello, Karumi. Hello, humans. This is a stream that, well, I'll be perfectly honest, is entirely self-indulgent. This is going to be a music and chill stream, kind of like what LCX does on occasion. Speaking of LCX, yes, this is based off of something that he does. Except instead of drawing, I will be putting on records, like this one. This is my style of music, obviously. This is my collection. I'm not going to have Nagi, or, not Nagi, what's the fucking... Oh, this is side 2, anyway. Let me flip this. Fuck yeah, vinyl! So, I'm actually going to turn this down. Ideally, this should be barely audible. I'm going to turn this down a bit more, actually. Yeah, ideally this should be barely audible. You didn't know I collect vinyl? Yeah, in fact, if you go back a bit earlier in my streams, I streamed my record collection. Since then, I've probably gotten, like, I don't know, between, like, 20 and 50 more records. I have a bit of a problem, as you can probably see by all of that in the background. And also, there's my Wii U controller. Yes, I was the person who bought that. I'll actually do that. Yeah, I got records, and as you can also see behind me, I have... Well, there's a receiver, there's an 8-track player. How many of you guys even know what an 8-track... Well, okay, I'm sure some of you have at least heard of an 8-track. How many of you have ever actually seen one in real life? Retro Ryan is a record collector. Okay. Got any 80s hard rock? Oh, fuck yeah. All yours is 70s and 80s, though. This is late 60s, technically. So this is Alexander Skip Spence. You do read about them online? Okay. Yeah, this is Alexander Skip Spence. He was actually the original drummer for Jefferson Airplane. And he left pretty early on because, well, Jefferson Airplane, they indulged. Alexander Skip Spence indulged too much for them. That should tell you all you need to know. He basically spent most of his life going between insane asylums and being homeless. So... maybe after this side of the album, I do have some 80s hard rock. I have a lot of 80s hard rock, actually. Ooh, you know what? I could put on some Witchfinder General. That's obscure and relatively good, I think. Yeah, I'll be honest, I like as soon as I was like came down to like set my iPad up and everything, I was just like, who the fuck actually wants this? So I don't know how long this is gonna be a series. But yeah, I figured if nothing else, this could be kind of like a chill kind of talking stream. Problem is though, like I also kind of realized like, am I really that interesting? Like, I don't know, like L I think at least has like hobbies and shit that he can kind of like, fall back on. I play video games and listen to music, but like, who really doesn't? And I don't know, beyond that, I guess I'm just kind of working lately. But this album, by the way, is called Or. OAR. And yeah, this was actually written after the first time he went to an insane asylum because he apparently took so much LSD that he believed he was the Antichrist and he had to kill people to save him from himself. So he like attempted to murder a bunch of people with a fire axe. Which I did not know what a fire axe was until fairly recently. And I was very disappointed that it was not just like a special axe you can light on fire. It's not like a Molotov cocktail for axes. Axen, whatever. I do also have a cassette player, as you can see next to this 8-track player. What do I have? Oh, this is where my video game shit lives. Well, first of all, here's some CDs. Yeah. These are my cassettes. If you can even see this down here, I don't know. And up here I have a Wii U again. Yes, I'm the person who bought one. And a PS4 Slim, which played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, and then all of a sudden, none. And here's the box for the fucking VR set. I would like to play like some VR games. I thought about like buying VR Skyrim. John Hinckley Jr. Yeah, it's very much a similar story, in fact, as John Hinckley Jr. I list not long ago. I was kind of like a fire lit under me, and I was just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna check out some of John Hinckley's shit. And I hate to admit that I kind of fucking love it. Like, I love it, but I like. There's so much of just like this motherfucker shot the president. Like, how did we just kind of like go to forgive him for that? I mean, yeah, Reagan was a shitty president, but that's my opinion. Jodie Foster would go out with him if he assassinated Ronald Reagan. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of just like and then like yeah, and then like years later Hinckley Jr. got out of prison. He's on Twitter now, I think. He's just like kind of trying to act like it's the same thing as like OJ Simpson. I don't know if you've ever seen like OJ on Twitter, but just like, hey Ketsu, I don't know if you've ever seen OJ Simpson on Twitter, but it's just like so weird seeing him try to act like nothing fucking happened. Like John Hinckley Jr. is just like, oh what did I do? I shot the who now? Nah, that was a rough night, man. We don't need to talk about what happens in DC or wherever the hell Reagan was at the time. I don't. Was it like outside of a hotel? I think I can't remember. No, I'm thinking of Lenin, the guy who shot Lenin. Which I guess we can get like a little bit political. The guy who shot Lennon, Mark Chapman, that is the entire reason I support the death penalty. Because, like, I saw him, he shot one of the Beatles. The guy was clearly mentally insane. He had really no business. You don't know whether OJ. Oh, hold on. I'll read that in a second. But, it's just like, there are just some people who I think are beyond repair. And I guess maybe John Hinckley Jr. is proof of the opposite of that, but that's also probably just because he's like, he's 70. If he wanted to, even if he wanted to, he couldn't kill anybody. He's fucking old as shit. Same thing with like OJ Simpson too. It's just like OJ Simpson's not a threat. He's 70. I don't know whether OJ killed anybody or not, but if I had more respect for him, I'd have more respect for him if he talked more about the elephant. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was one thing where he, like, as an April Fool's joke, I guess he like posted a thing and said I did it on Twitter. Problem was, I think he posted that on April 3rd or something like that. So it completely just like, it's an admission, and he already like fucking did jail time for a whole other thing. So anyway, hello to Shiny Hunter. James Cameron originally wanted to cast O.J. Simpson as the Terminator, but didn't think he'd make a convincing. I saw. Was that the Terminator? I I I heard a story like that, but I couldn't remember if it was the Terminator. I mean, famously, he was in the Naked Gun movies. Those were, and the great thing about the Naked Gun movies is like, it's not like O.J. Simpson was even in it all that much. So, it's like the movie still ages fantastically. You don't have to like watch it with that bitter taste in your mouth, like, oh yeah, O.J. Simpson was in this. Because like he's barely in any of the movies. It's mostly like focused on Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. This so yeah, I was saying before about VR. I would like to maybe try like Skyrim in VR because I have like this VR headset and I'd like to do some streams and stuff with it. That would, I think, be pretty cool. Like I have a Rick and Morty game. I kind of tried that and I realized like, yeah, this isn't really all that interesting. Although, what was it? Leslie Nielsen was hilarious. Yes, he was. Airplane is one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. Really. Um, uh, yeah, I have like a. What was the one Rick and Morty game that came out like fairly recently, which is apparently High on Life, I think it's called. Is that available on PS4? Is that available? No, that's not a VR game. I don't think. I could probably just download that on the Steam Deck. Yeah, High on Life. I wonder if that is available on the Steam Deck. I could play it there. If nothing else, it's like something I could play on my own time because I don't think really anybody would want to see that, but it's something I might want to check out. I really like this album though. I kind of have like a soft spot for like kind of music by the insane. Like Daniel Johnston. If you've never heard of Daniel Johnston, he was an interesting he is a guy who just like recorded some shit on like a portable tape recorder, like like the kind of thing you would use for like dictation or whatever. Everything had like the audio recording of like you know and like the music wasn't really that great too. Kurt Cobain loved it. Every Ever heard of everyone from pop culture? Yeah. Wait. Oh, never heard of anyone from pop culture, said LCX. Okay, I understand. Yeah, he's interesting. Kurt Cobain, who was the singer for Nirvana, um, he had like some really interesting taste. Like literally one of the worst albums of all time, "Philosophy of Life" by the Shags. I believe Kurt Cobain said that it was better than the Beatles. So, uh, High on Life is available on PS4 and 5. Okay, I could at least buy it on the PS4 then. I'm not really sure what to expect. I remember CC was streaming it a while ago when it first came out. CC's CC's a good channel. Eugene, she usually ends up streaming on Wednesdays, so after Eugene streams, we tend to go over and raid her. What's been going on with you? You guys do anything fun for New Year's? What I did for New Year's, you all saw. You saw. On that note, most Filipinos are well versed in Western pop culture. Well, I have to imagine like all countries kind of have to be. Like America, we are kind of like the world power in a sense. So, you kind of have to be aware of like like in the same way there are like Japanophiles in the United States, there are like Americophiles or whatever the term for any of that would be. There are like Japanese people who like obsess over American culture the same way that there are Americans who like obsess over Japanese culture, like like Japanese like spirituality, anime, music, theater, stuff like that. You're a Japanophile? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell by your name. Also, aren't Americanophiles common nearly everywhere? I'd have to imagine, but I've heard about it in Japan for sure. It's already give me a second. Oh yeah, Kojima. He's an Americophile. Yeah, true. Like where would Kojima be if like the Running Man or Terminator didn't exist? Nobella is leading the revolution. Yes, I agree. Yeah. I mean 2024, it's gonna be it. This is the day the lowlies finally end their suppression. They rise up against the powers that be and lowly suppression. I thought that I had where would Kojima be if Escape from New York. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Just like anything from John Carpenter, you can kind of like The Thing. Like you kind of see like some parallels between like Alien and The Thing and I guess just any. They Live is like probably one of the most influential Carpenter films. If not on Karumi, then just like or Karumi Kojima, then just like a lot of things. In fact, like I think like when I first saw They Live, my first thought was just like, isn't Kojima kind of cringe nowadays? Apparently, I don't know. I keep hearing shit about him being like, I don't know, like having like really left wing stances that he won't shut up about. I don't know. All I know is that Death Stranding was. I mean, I bought Death Stranding and then like I kind of figured out what the game was like, and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of boring as hell. This sounds like I say this a lot, but it sounds like work that you don't get paid for. Oh yeah, he's doing like left wing shit. Okay. The thing is still one of the best Alien movies to this day. Well, if you had entered in Omega's contest, he was giving away a custom Blu-ray combo pack, Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Or no, I think it's a Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray. Oh yeah, Steamboat Willie is now free to suppress the. Yeah, you know what? We gotta how. It's gonna be interesting to see like how are people gonna skirt around like. What are we gonna do now that like Steamboat Willie is in the public domain? Because like Disney, like Mickey Mouse isn't in the public domain. It's just the Steamboat Willie incarnation of Mickey Mouse is in the public domain. It's gonna be interesting to see like how the fuck does that work? He idolizes she. Oh, I don't know. That's pretty lefty. She Guevara. Che Guevara. I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, true. Courtesy of Dad Level Podcast. You're right. Thank you for reminding me that. Everything is cringe these days. Whatever happened to PR? I ask that all the time. Like, whatever. Like, I just have to assume, like, a lot of times, like, PR people, I have to feel bad for them because, like, I have to imagine they're doing their job. He's like the race of revolutionary. Oh, the face of revolutionary culture. Okay, I I I don't really know anything too much about him, so which I should. I mean, like I'm really into politics, but I've never heard of this man in my life. I'm sure he is a very talented and upstanding young fellow. Um, he led a Marxist revolution with some success. Okay. Oh, in Cuba, Che helped Castro. Okay. So he's not alive anymore. Okay. I know about Castro. I didn't. Okay, so he's like an old. I thought this was just like. I thought this was like Greta Thunberg, like some like dude on the internet who was just like modern. Okay, yeah, so he's just like legitimately a piece of shit then. Got it. Yeah, he was old history. He's almost certainly dead now. Depends on what side of the spectrum you're standing on. I think we can all be in unison in saying that communism is an unmitigated failure. I think everybody in chat can unify in saying communism is bad. That should be like saying, like, guys, Hitler was a real jerk. Like that it should be like one of those no shit statements. And I think generally speaking it is. I think a lot of these people who are branded as, well, I know for a fact that a lot of these people who are branded as communists, if anything, they are democratic socialists, which is kind of like, light social, like socialism. Like, that's the thing too with socialism, is just like, no matter where you live, your country has some degree of socialism. If you aren't paying for literally every road that you drive on, guess who's paying for that? Guess what system of government that is? Anyway, that's the first side of this. I'm going to put on Witchfinder General. Witchfinder General is, they're a band I actually found out about through the Angry Video Game Nerd. He'll, like, name drop them every so often. They put out 3 albums, and I have all 3 on vinyl. And, like, the thing about Witchfinder General, too, is, like, a lot of fans of the band will, like, deny the existence of the 3rd album, because, well, basically none of the original members are really a part of it. The 3rd album is alright. It's not that great, but I like it. I got it surprised. I didn't think it was going to be on vinyl, but apparently it is on vinyl, and it was relatively inexpensive. I picked it up for like $20 on eBay. This is the right side. It is, yeah. I'll turn it up slightly. Hey, Zombie, how are you? You used to be left wing, but you're kind of disgusted with the left nowadays. Fair enough. It also depends, like, where you're from. Like, if you're an American, your version of left is different from a lot of the world's version of the left. Because America is a very kind of especially for like the past, I don't know, 40, 50 years, America by nature has been a very conservative nation. It kind of started with Reagan, and even a lot of the Democrats, quote unquote, that we elect tend to be more like center-right if you actually look at politics through the world spectrum and not just like an America-centric spectrum, yeah. He got murdered by the CIA in Bolivia. Okay, I'm not getting into conspiracy shit. I don't know. Ever see a shirt of a guy with a black beard? Oh, is that him? I think, okay. I might have seen that before. I always assume, yeah. You know, people who would argue with the take that communism doesn't work. I mean, there's fucking people who believe in urine therapy, okay? It doesn't mean that they have like much of a, grasp on really anything that counts as common sense. Being controlled by someone else's whims never is a good idea. I mean, okay, I think you're getting communism confused with authoritarianism, though. Like, they go hand in hand. I mean, communism kind of has to go hand in hand with authoritarianism in order to really exist in any conceivable way. But it, I guess maybe not. I don't know. I guess in some utopian world, true communism, as it is written, could possibly work. The problem is that the human race is just too open to corruption, and that's why communism doesn't work. Hold on. Eurobonism. I don't know what that is. Vinyl sounds awesome. Thank you. It's oh, what which one is this? Is this the U-turn? I'm trying to remember like what brand is this? For I don't know. Yeah, I think this is a U-turn orbit. It's really it's a good price for what you're getting. If anybody is at all interested in getting into vinyl, I recommend go as here's my like beginner's guide to vinyl. Okay, don't let the community gatekeep you. Every community has gatekeeping. You know, like in video games, it's the elitists who, you know, unironically will say like, "Oh, emulation is illegal and it's not pure and it's not genuine." If you want to get into retro gaming, you have to buy, you know, you have to buy like a $200 NES and you have to replace the pin connectors and you have to buy a vintage CRT television, which probably has its own issues because it's 20 fucking years old. And you have to buy, you know, you have to play it on the regular AV. You can't be modifying that shit. That's not pure. It might look objectively better, but it's not pure, man. Oh, and every game, you know, every game that's like $50 fucking on the secondhand market. You thought video game elitism was just. Hang on. What? Why is it cutting off my. Hang on. Okay. But yeah. True communism is a pipe dream. That's what I'm saying. Is like, communism is. It's a good, like many things, communism is a good idea on paper. The problem is we need order. You know, if anybody's ever seen The Incredibles, it's like that. You know, if everybody is super, nobody is. Somebody has to be super. It's in our nature. Xbox 360 is over 20. Not over 20 years old. It's almost 20 years old, but you're right. And it's considered retro now. So I had an interesting. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's have this conversation now, guys. What would you consider to be retro gaming? I think that retro gaming is always moving. Next year it will be 20 years old. DS is 20 years. Yeah, it will be like in a couple of months later this year. I don't know what's the exact date that the DS came out, but yeah, that was 2004. When did the PSP come out? Was that 2004? Did that come out the same year as the DS, or did that come out a year later? In 2026, PS3 will be considered yeah, so like retro I think can be considered subjective. I'd say like the cap for retro is what would it be considered the sixth generation of consoles? I'm talking like PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. I will say though, I will have trouble considering the PS3 and 360 to be retro. Oh, we had this conversation in your talk. Oh, yeah, that's right, we did. 2004 in Japan, and did it come out in 2005 in the US? Okay. Also, Muse Egret. What is that? If I read that backwards, is that going to be Turgris? I don't know. I feel like that's like something like if you read it backwards, it means something. PS2 gen feels too modern to be retro. Well, here's the thing though, is like, you know, then it gets into like the conversation of like, okay, like when the PS2, okay, if you go back like 2004, you know, PS2, Xbox, GameCube, all of those were the brand new consoles. What would have came out 20 years earlier? Well, 1984, so like 19 years later in the US, the NES would have come out. People were definitely considering the NES to be retro. I mean, the AVGN show, the Angry Nintendo Nerd show, started in 2004, and its entire gimmick was, which, to be fair, I think is kind of lost, because, like, so many fucking people have done the exact same thing. The entire gimmick is just, like, you know, this guy getting super irate and pissed off because of this game that, quote-unquote, nobody cares about anymore. And then the joke kind of fell flat because, as it turns out, a lot of people do care about those old video games. They're, you know, they're going back up in price because people are, you know, they want to relive their childhood and things like that. Here's the thing with the PS3 and 360, though. That's going to be hard to consider to be retro as long as the servers are still up. Like, right now, PS3, the PlayStation Store, if I want to, I can go upstairs, turn on my PS3 Slim, and download a game, pay Sony money to download a game online from the PSN store because the servers are still online. I think a lot of the games have probably been delisted off the PS3 by now, but the PlayStation Store still up, still active. And next year it's going to be 20 years old, and I'm really glad that Sony has that kind of insane support. They didn't almost. I remember a couple of years ago, they were like, we're going to shut down the PSN store, or we're going to shut down the PlayStation store for the PSP and the PS3 and the PS Vita. I think the PSP store might even still be active. Don't quote me on that, but wasn't the PS3 released in 2006? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 2024. So it's 18 years old now. You think the problem is with progress has slowed down? I agree with that. Has down, so retro game consoles don't feel retro anymore. You know, yes, but definitely like early PS2 games, I think can still kind of say that they are retro, quote unquote. Like if you go back to the original Devil May Cry, it feels like a PS1 game. Because it essentially is. It's a Resident Evil game. And, you know, Resident Evil at that time had, like, the fixed camera angles and shit, which is just something you don't see anymore. Yeah, retro is a vague term. You're right. Oh, wait, no, this is Karumi. What was I thinking? Yeah, it's Karumi. World of Warcraft is 20 years old. Is it now? Xbox Live Gold is gone, been replaced with Game Pass. Oh, wait. In the end, retro is just a late. Yeah, you're right. So, are the 360 servers still up? I never heard of them going down, but I guess it wouldn't put me past. The Xbox Live for Xbox, that went down like in 2012, I think. Something like that. The Xbox Live for Xbox Original, that went offline a long time ago. Can somebody check if the marketplace, the 360 marketplace, is still up? Cameo Elements of Power 2005 one Xbox first releases. What about it? I don't think I know that one. Devil May Cry 1 was originally going to be Resident Evil 4, but Hideki, Japanese name, Kamiya. I'm butchering the fuck out of that. Went off the rails with it, so okay, yeah, fair enough. Xbox Store closing July 2024. Okay. I mean, genuinely, like, that's 19 years of support. And yeah, like, look, there's a huge argument about, like, digital versus physical. You know, about how, like, you know, games that are on digital are gonna go away. There is something to be said about that, but at the same time, 19 years later, 360 emulation is actually a thing. And it's not terribly bad either. Like, I was mentioning on an earlier stream, I got, or maybe I didn't mention it on stream, but I got 360 emulation working on my fucking Steam Deck. A handheld, you know, like the size of, you know, it's like the size of like a Nintendo Switch. And it plays 360 games emulated. I've only tested one game off of it. That is Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I've never played on original hardware, and I don't know if there are any graphical glitches to speak of. Probably. And I always heard that game was a piece of shit, and I didn't play a lot of it, but yeah, it's kind of what I've sort of... Personally, I don't care, because I'll just pirate the old games I used to have on digital. Yeah, but it's all kind of reliant on... That's the thing with emulation, too, is, like, it's very reliant on... It's very reliant on, you know... like, video gaming now is kind of reliant on emulation. Not even just for, like, digital exclusive games, but, like, look at all of these homebrews, I guess. But also, like, all of these prototypes that we otherwise would not have access to. If not for emulation. Unless you happen to get your hands on this one prototype cart, you know, somewhere. Look at all of these collections that resell old games on emulate. Yeah. I used to buy those collections because I didn't have a Steam Deck. I had a Switch. And I liked the idea of the Switch being like a quote-unquote console quality system on the go. And it was that for a while. I mean, like, yeah, it didn't play, you know, it didn't play video games at, like, you know, the best of the best speed, whatever. it didn't look quite as good as like even the PS4 or the PS5, definitely. Um, it still is. Yeah, I mean the Switch games look fine, but you know, Nintendo. You still have your PS3 Slim you bought in 2010 in perfect condition. Yeah, and a few author's notes and call it a new. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like, especially nowadays, you're kind of starting to see that. Like, um, you know, like, like the Switch is getting kind of long in the tooth. I think probably my guess is Nintendo's probably gonna release a new system, uh, either this year or next year, and some exclusive art. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, like I liked it when I had a Switch, but now I have a Steam Deck. The novelty of playing retro games on the go and having these nice, beautiful collections, whatever. It's kind of lost on me now because now I have EmuDeck, which is the most convenient thing in the universe. It's emulation. It's essentially emulation station with some added shit, and it's on the Steam Deck, and it runs everything you can possibly throw at it near flawlessly. Like I'm trying to think. Like it struggles a bit, I guess, on PS3. Although, like I was playing Devil May Cry 3, and it was entirely playable. Again, 360 kind of struggles a bit, but entirely playable. 3DS, I think, is like the one where kind of. It's weird how like 360 and PS3 run fine. 3DS has some issues. It runs fine. It's totally playable. Um, you should try RPCS3. It would probably work on your computer, honestly. I would say, yeah, but I played like Devil May Cry HD Collection and it ran pretty well. Probably next Rampuri, I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty 3 on Xbox 360, so that'll probably be a real test of. I mean, it's not like the most graphically intensive 360 game or anything, but it's a semi-modern first-person shooter that still looks pretty graphically pleasing. Yeah, 360. 360 is actually really easy to get up and running. I don't even think you really need like. I don't even think you really need like any sort of BIOS. There might be. I don't know. There might be like some config required, but I'm not really sure. You saw the discussion earlier, but couldn't comment. The term retro gaming is losing its meaning. There are a ton of PS3 and 360 games that still look better than current gen. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like a lot of like modern games are kind of going back to that retro aesthetic because everything that's old is new again. You have shit like Celeste and well, Shovel Knight is kind of old at this point too, but yeah. The easiest way to get a 360 running is to buy a 360. Are you sure about that? Cause look, I might not be that old, but I remember when the 360 was new and that shit barely ran. Yeah, whatever. The red onion ring of death and so forth. You can attest to it, I'm sure, like, anybody who owns a 360 probably had to deal with red ring of death. They kind of fixed it a bit with like the later like the black models.
You can you still stream off your 360 till this day. Oh, never mind. You're responding to something else.
But I mean, like, the 360, even back in the day, they ran like shit. You know, it's gonna be funny when, like, 20 years from now, when our kids, like, when, like, the Nintendo Switch starts being a retro system, and they're just, like, and, like, a whole bunch of kids are just, like, oh, all the analog sticks are drifting. That must just be, like, an issue with, them being 20 years old. No, that was an issue when the system was new.
Yours still kicks ass and doesn't have red ring? Oh. You only have one policy for games. If I haven't played it, it's new to me. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, it's 100% fixed on all later models. Yeah, like the early 360s definitely had that issue, but I want to say the Elite model is the Elite model. No, it's the Slim model, right? Well, okay, so there was like a black version of the 360, like the 360 original, that was like matte black, and then later on they released a smaller version of the 360, and then they, like, when the Xbox One came out, they released another revision of the 360, which, like, gutted it even more. 360 controllers are still great. Yeah, they're the last good, like, Xbox controllers. Like, so, like, my D-pad is going on my one Xbox One controller that I use as, like, a third-party one. And I want to get an original Xbox One controller, but the D-pad is shit! I had this conversation in Karumi's stream with LCX. I hate micro-switch D-pads. They are the worst. Like, I was telling LCX, like, Game Boy Advance SP, 3DS, DSi XL, they had the micro switch D-pads. After a while, they would literally cut into my thumb. And in general, I guess, like, a lot of those systems were just really cramped anyway. Micro switches are the future. Well, I mean, the Steam Deck came out and it doesn't have any of that micro switch bullshit, so. Then again, the Steam Deck has some. For the controller, it has some other issues. Namely, I don't think the. I was explaining this on a Karumi stream as well. I've had an issue with the Steam Deck where the buttons tend to stick. And I don't know if that's a really common issue. And I don't really want to return it, obviously, because, like, my entire... I say that, but, like, most of the stuff is either in my Steam account, so I can just re-download it, or it's on an micro SD card. So if I had to get a new Steam Deck, but I don't want to. I don't want to bother with that shit.
You're not finicky with controllers, except the D-pad is...
If the D-pad is imprecise. Fair enough. 360 D-pad. Have you ever... Okay, LCX, have you ever used the... I think it's called the Elite controller? It actually has a transforming D-pad. So it has, like, a 360 D-pad like you're used to. And then you can spin it, actually, and then the D-pad is embossed. So you have the choice between... They were doing that since the 360, and they still have that line of controllers. They are really expensive, though. Like, I think they're like 150. Ever used D's Nuts Pad? Yes. Very unresponsive.
If anybody is interested in a game controller, they are making... What?
In a game Sir controller. If anyone interested should look into a game Sir controller. I'm gonna screenshot that because maybe. You use a PS4 controller nowadays. Yeah, PS4 controller is pretty sick. Dude, this band is just such fucking Sabbath fanfiction. It's not even funny. Witchfinder General. Just use anything aftermarket. They're all mostly pretty good now. Yeah. But they don't generally last as long. Dark Souls with... Yeah. I've thought about, like, the 8BitDo controllers are pretty cool. I saw, like, they were making at one point, like, a Sega Saturn, controller with, like, analog sticks that's, like, wireless and works with a Nintendo Switch. I don't know whatever happened to that, because I want that. I think, like, the Sega Saturn controller would be kind of perfect, because it has the buttons of... It has, like, the buttons of the Sega Genesis style, so, like, the issue with, like, what I do is, you know, every controller uses Super Nintendo layout. The GameStar G7 has drift issues, but it has tactile buttons. Okay. Just use a Switch Pro controller. Yeah, okay, yeah. Switch Pro controller, I maintain, is the best controller on the market. It is really expensive, don't get me wrong. It's $80. I think it's worth it, though, just for the build quality. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, if you're a console gamer, whatever console you have is, you know, you got to get that controller. If you're gaming on PC, I recommend Switch Pro controller. It's... you know, saying that, though, apparently Comic has had drift issues even with the Pro controller, which I've never personally experienced, but that is kind of a PSA that Switch Pro controllers may even have drift issues. They should. I mean, I guess any controller technically can have drift issues. It's just all down to, like, you know, like, it could also... It's possible also, like, the Switch controllers... The Switch controllers are a lower profile. Like, you don't get, like, a fully fledged out thumbstick. It's kind of just, like, a little... It's a thumbstick. It works just like a thumbstick, but it's kind of like a nub. Use it in PC. Oh, yeah, that's true. $80? Yeah. Yeah, look, it's just a really good controller. And $80 sounds really steep. I wouldn't blame people for balking at the price. I understand. For my money, it is one of the best built controllers ever made. The buttons are fantastic. Maybe my only minor gripe is the D-pad is a little bit small. I would, or maybe I would have preferred Nintendo kind of go with the Sony layout, especially because, like, the Switch has so many... The Switch's bread and butter is, like, those retro-style 2D platformers, you know, i.e. Mario, Celeste, you know, a bunch of shit. And it is a little bit disappointing that they didn't have it in the Sony. You're still favoring 8-bit though. Yeah, I thought about getting hollow effect triggers, driftless joystick. What is he talking about? Drifts it Nanix
magnetic joysticks.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll say, like, if you're playing the Switch in portable mode, Hori Split Pad, it compromises a lot on different things. Like, it doesn't have, like, the HD rumble, it doesn't have, like, the NFC, it doesn't even have motion controls, which is probably the biggest knock against it. What it does have is just a genuinely kind of decent controller. And it kind of feels a bit cheap, but it is also considerably cheaper than the Joy-Cons. It's like $50, or no, you can even get it as cheap as like 40. I think it's actually gone down in price, but yeah, like the Hori Pad, it compromises a lot, but even with all of that compromise, it's still better than the piece of shit controller Nintendo gives you. Let's see, what do I have? I don't have any Jane's Addiction on vinyl, I don't think. You know what I can do? I guess kind of on that topic is... Oh, you know what? Let's play The Offspring's first album. I don't think many people have listened to their first album, but it is pretty solid in my humble opinion. My most humble opinion. I have the most humble opinion. Let's see. What's the notes? Okay. Okay, now. What was here? Oh, I see. Yes, I said the thing. Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison. The Outlaws. Ozzy. Wait, oh, it's actually probably further back. Mike Oldfield. Offspring. Here we go. This is The Offspring's first album, and I have it actually on blue vinyl, which is pretty cool. See? Check it. It's blue and everything. Wait. Now I gotta, like, put it into the light a bit more. It doesn't look that blue, I guess, on camera, but I promise it is. Jennifer Lost the War. Okay, this is the right one. You know, The Offspring has their own record label now. That's cool. Nitro Records. Oh yeah, that's cool because like their one album I think was called Nitro. Bye, Katsu. You can program or buttons if you remember correctly to your liking. Hang on, gotta go back. Problem with the Xbox is they cracked down on third-party hardware. That is bullshit. It's a punk rock label? Oh, so they like signed... AFI was on Nitro. Really? Yeah, AFI, they're classic. So we have Offsprings to thank for AFI. I guess that's not too much of a surprise, but still. Speaking of which, this album especially is super punk rock. This album is just so raw. Like, and there's kind of like demo audio of like concerts from around this time playing this album. There's a lot of good shit off this album. I heard something like Offspring invented the concept of cucking. I don't know what song that is, but yes. Offspring also does a cover of AFI's Total Immortal. I don't know if I know that song. The one song I listened to a lot as a kid by AFI was... which I didn't know was by AFI for like 20 years, and then when I heard it again, I was just like, holy shit, I remember this. I think it was called like Stoned and... Stoned and... Is it Stoned and Cold or something? Stone Cold? I don't remember what it was. Now it into me, a beautiful world. Yeah. And I beg for forgiveness. Your sins into me, maybe that's it. See, like, this album is just raw as fuck. Few PowerA controllers, the drift on them all work perfectly fine. Yeah, I use a PowerA third-party Xbox One controller. And it worked pretty well, but I've been using it a lot, and now the D-pad is kind of starting to go. You don't know that song? Listen to the album Black Sails in the Sunset. Okay. I will screenshot that and do so on my own time. I might, I have, supposedly with the Mix It Up software, there's supposed to be a way where, like, chat can control a music playlist. I'm not sure of all the specifics of, like, what that all connects to and how all of that works, but I think that might be a thing you can do. And if so, I might kind of, like, relaunch this series, but allow chat to request songs. I just see, like, music player as, like, a chat command option. So I think it allows chat to pick music, but I'm not 100% sure how all of that works. But you can't stream it? Yeah, true. One way of using that is to use command. Yeah. Play X mute. Yeah. Rock and roll McDonald's. Yeah. What? Rock and roll McDonald's. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. We're gonna be talking about Wesley Willis now. I'm sold. Command plays sound. Yeah. I need to... You know what, LCX? Maybe tomorrow night I might have to work with you to see if you can help me get Mix It Up working. Because I have all of the commands, or... Do I need to, like, give something admin access? Because I had to do that with Stream Elements. I had to give, like, the one bot admin access, but I think it just goes through your YouTube channel, if I remember right. At least, like, on your stream. So, I might need to, like, get your help maybe tomorrow night. Maybe you can help me figure out Mix It Up, because I would like to try and get that working. I have all of the redeems, like, and the commands set up. You'll display, capture it, and show me. Okay, thank you. Maybe on your next stream, or just do it on your own time. You know, you don't have to, like, waste time on your stream. By the way, that was weird as fuck, like seeing you actually streaming at a normal time. I'm like, it's like 12 at midnight. It's just like, oh shit, LCX is streaming. This is like a normal time for normal people. I need to play a local file. I have the local file. This is such a good album, isn't it? I will be right back. I'm gonna turn this down slightly again. I just don't want this to get claimed. All right, I will be right back. Hang on. Am I crazy or does this sound like Ram Ranch? Okay, now I'm going. Oh man, I came back just in time for like the best song on the album. Yosuke, how are you? Hey, is Tyler here? Tyler's here. Fuck yeah. Tyler, if you guys want a really fun stream, do you even Black Flag? I've not listened to a lot of Black Flag. It's one that I want to get more into. But yeah, if you want to see a cool stream, a really fun stream, honestly, one of the better ones I've done. Black Flag is the shit. Yeah, Tyler's probably more into Black Flag. If you want to see a really good stream, it's the one we did on fucking Dead Kennedys, man. When this side of the album is on, I could put on some Dead Kennedys. Actually, is this the end of the album? It is. Okay. Yeah, fresh fruit for rotted vegetables is one of my favorite albums of all time. I absolutely love it. Don't get me fucking started on the Dead Kennedys. You know, I feel like a band that was kind of like a spiritual successor to Dead Kennedys was System of a Down, and sadly they didn't last all that much longer. The guy from Dead Kennedys did like a couple other like side things too. He started a band called Lard, which was kind of fun, but that didn't really I don't know what the hell he's doing now. I thought I remembered like he like featured in something, but I can't remember what it was. Here we go. Dead Kennedy. I'm trying to think. Did Tyler buy me this? Tyler might have actually bought me this album. He bought me my one Nirvana album. I can't remember if he bought me this. I think he did. I got it for Christmas one year, and I'm pretty sure Tyler was the one who bought it for me. You did? Okay. You like System of a Down? Fuck yeah. If you like System of a Down, check out some of Dead Kennedy's stuff. I really do believe System of a Down was like the spiritual successor of Dead Kennedys. System of a Down was Dead Kennedys for the Bush years. Yeah, I thought you bought me this, Tyler. I found the other Dead Kennedys albums like at the one record store we go to. Dead Kennedys are freaking great. This album has California Uber Alice on it, which is one of my favorite Dead Kennedys songs. But they did re-record it later in the decade, and that was on some greatest hits compilation. I forget what it's called, but that version of California Uber Alice, in my opinion, is considerably better. They also like updated California Uber Alice when like Reagan was the president, and I think they retitled it. Actually, it's California Uber Alice. We've got a bigger problem now. Wolfpack, what are your opinions on Sex Pistols? I used to love Sex Pistols as a kid, and then I grew up and I had the same opinion as, with John Lennon too. It's just sort of like a lot of this kind of screams of I'm 14 and this is deep. Although I have re-listened to Sex Pistols and kind of just like Bodies is just an absolute fucking perma-classic. And of course Anarchy in the UK is another classic. Great, but overrated! Wow, I don't know why my voice got all high-pitched like that. I maybe I was just channeling some demonic being. Actually, LCX should create a band called the Dead Lowlies, and spell it DED, dead. LCX is amused. I've done my job. MTV Get Off the Air is another good song that's not on this one. How is the audio, by the way? Like I said, you should kind of barely be able to hear it. Hopefully I can skate past the copyright police with this, but I'm sure I'm gonna see this later on and be like, copyright claim! But I don't think I'm probably gonna be like turning this into a short anytime soon, unless somebody says something really fucked up and cursed. Copyright claims don't matter. They can. Copyright claims can matter. That's what I keep saying, is like, if you get enough of them, it's gonna start like triggering something in YouTube's algorithm. And like, enough copyright claims, YouTube's gonna say something, they're gonna give you a strike. Claims don't matter, only the strikes. Yeah, but claims can lead to strikes, is what I'm saying. And also, for me, it matters because that, like, if a video gets claimed, but, like, there's, like, a memorable moment, it's harder for me to turn it into a short. I can't do it, like, directly from the app. I would have to, like, edit it and do it myself, which I'm too lazy to do. Not at all. You're gonna throw some obscure ones out. Not know much. Bouncing Souls, Street Fighter. Gal's Panic? Is that a video? Isn't that a video game? Gal's Panic? And 88 Fingers Fluid. I've never heard of literally any of those bands. Tyler, if you're still in chat, tell me if you've heard of any of those.
One of your favorite bands and albums of all time band is 88 Finger Louie. Album 88 Fingers Up Your Ass. Okay. Best ever. Tyler is saying... Okay, Tyler has heard of Bouncing Souls, I guess. Rock Lobster! Thanks for the contribution, Yasuke. Is it on topic? Semi. And I'll let it slide, because it's Rock Lobster. I don't know. I've never heard of any of those bands, but I do have it screenshotted, so I will. I'll look into like all of these bands. Maybe actually tonight I'll like put on some headphones, kind of skim through them. Maybe put some of this stuff on at work. I do. I have gotten into like some of Wolfpack's like suggestions. He suggested some good shit to me in the past. Let's little landlord! LDP does not condone the lynching of landlords. Holy shit. What BPM is this? What song is this? I gotta like check out what song this is, because like I would want to look this up and see what BPM it is. There's a parody of I Fought the Law on here. I Fought the Law and I Won. That's pretty fun. There's also a cover of Viva Las Vegas, which fucking Dead Kennedys is the greatest band of all time. Yeah. There's a lot of punk that I'm not like super into punk, but there's some punk I really like. You know, oh fuck, the Dickies. Actually, did anyone mention the Dickies? I thought someone did earlier. Gals Panic has good ska punk. Interesting. Ska punk's versions of some classics I might like. That could be interesting. Ska punk was a thing. That's kind of weird how that became. Well, I guess because Sublime probably started the whole ska punk thing. And I guess No Doubt like went into ska punk at one point. That was fucking weird. Like Butterflies. No Doubt used to be fucking legit. Like before like Gwen Stefani left and did her own solo shit, like the 90s No Doubt albums are genuine bangers. Like Snakes in the Basket is a certified fucking bop. I will hear no arguments.
No Doubt was the GOAT. They were. Gal's Panic. I swear Gal Panic or Gal's Panic is a video game, isn't it? Isn't that a Neo Geo game? Like no, wait, never mind. I might be thinking of Gal's Spider. I was gonna say there was like a Neo Geo game I think called Gal's Panic. No Doubt song that always gets you is Don't. Yeah, that's a classic. That's definitely a classic. But like, yeah, like fucking No Doubt was so badass. They were on the Beavis and Butthead soundtrack. You are listening to punk at the moment. Offspring is. I didn't say I hated punk. I said it's not like my major genre. I'm just saying like I'm not like a hardcore fan. I'm just like a normcore fan, you know? No, I love punk. I respect punk. It's just it's not like I don't like hardcore punk is not really my thing. And that's why I don't usually like to tell people that I'm into punk is because like then they're gonna start recommending me hardcore punk and I'm just like I can't get into that. Shit that Bradley Knoll threw down with Bradley Knoll threw down with Gwen Stefani was lit. They did a version of I Saw Red. I don't know if I know that song. Gwen Stefani fine as fuck. Well now is it Blake Shelton? Blake Shelton got her? It's some or Jason Aldean. I can't remember. It's one of them country. It's one of them country motherfuckers. With a yeehaw. Daft Punk is the go-to. Yeah, I'm not. You'll hear no arguments from me. Yeah, Daft Punk. I was gonna say was Daft Punk the one that was like another band that turned into. No, I'm thinking of Gorillaz. I might be getting them confused with Gorillaz because Gorillaz, I think. I heard something like the guy from Gorillaz was originally the front man for Blur, but like Gorillaz turned out to be a side project and honestly may have arguably been bigger than Blur. It might be a video game because they have a song called Sega Face Cool. That's fucking great. You know what? Are they obscure enough to where I could add that into my video into my intro rotation? Maybe. I'll have to check that out. That's the truth, Yasuke. I can listen to Daft Punk all day. Fuck yeah. One more time! Yes. Kids will go to dating school. California, Uber Alice. California, Uber Alice. This song is like technically dated as fuck because it's about some obscure Democratic candidate who didn't even win the fucking primary, and they were just like, "This guy's Hitler." The Tower Light novels have been going for almost 20 years. It's been 8 months have passed. But only 8 months have passed, and yeah. California, you were Alice, California. Oh, I love this song. I'm sorry. Yeah, I love Dead Kennedys. I wish they would have put out more shit. Again, I guess Lard. I think Lard might have only been like one album though, so like it's not like you get that much more Dead Kennedys if you listen to Lard. I think the front man for Dead Kennedys might have like done some solo shit. I forget his name. Gorillas are the shit too. I love Gorillas, but this is not a joke. Demon Days, kind of overrated. I much prefer Plastic Beach. Granted, that might be because I grew up with Plastic Beach. My brother had Plastic Beach on CD, and I listened to that shit all the time. Like that one super fast song, like, I loved that so much as a kid. Joystick stopped working. That's what he said! Anyway. Oh, is Karumi streaming? Oh, I love this song. God told me to skin you alive. That is the fucking best. Yeah. After this, I might play something like... Oh, okay. Karumi, try... Hang on. Okay. After this, I might play something like the complete fucking opposite. I might play a trip-hop band I actually really like called, No, I'll play shoegaze. I'll play Cigarettes After Sex. Play Salty Sanctuary. Yes, I second that. Yeah, I don't know. I might... This stream is going alright. I think I might rework it to see if I can get, like, chat interaction going. Like, I could just have everything be digital, but... Yeah. You've been listening to nothing but MF Doom. Fucking... MF Doom, I think my supervisor's husband is like really into that band. Or is it NF? I can't remember. One of them is like a rap band. Or rap artist. Rap snitches, telling all day. Yes. Holy shit, this guitar solo. I forgot about this. Mad... Wait. What is Mad Villainy? Is that another band? I Tyler, L has been like nagging me to play Salt and Sanctuary. You played that, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you had it downloaded on your PS4. Oh, it's an MF Doom album. Okay. No, I play. Well, okay. I will play it, but I'm just asking, like, yeah, you beat the game a few times. Okay, so, yeah, Tyler is just obsessed with the game. I'm gonna have to fucking play it. I will. Elle wants me to do it on a episode of Romporie. I will do that, but I plan on making it, like, a regular thing. I don't know. I'm not sick of Celeste yet. Tyler got gamer skills and probably plays Souls-likes. Yeah. No, I mean, he plays fucking Dark Souls. Like, Dark Souls is... He likes Dark Souls so much, he literally has a Dark Souls tattoo. So... You want to see me struggle with the first boss in Salt and Sanctuary? Okay. So that's why you want me to play Salt and Sanctuary. You just want me to be fucking tortured. Got it. Listen to MF Doom. I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I could listen to that one album Tyler recommends. Okay. Wait, no, take a screenshot, you fuck. Anyway. Struggling with bosses is fun, sure. I like, Tyler got me into Tech 9 for a little bit. They're pretty good. If you can eventually see how they can be beat. Yeah, true. I've been, trying to play Popful Mail for Sega CD for a little while. Yeah, oh man, there's like so many... There's so many moments from that stream that Tyler and I did that I just want to clip. Definitely the Centipede Dong. I'm gonna have to clip that, and just like any random moment from him playing Platoon. Like that game is just... You're right, LCX. I really should have requested that for your bad game stream, because you would have fucking... You probably wouldn't have raged at it, but like, because you know you do have the patience of a fucking monk, but you can't box in Rapra, the mad villain. Okay. Oh, okay. He's not a... Okay. Wait, was he that... Wait, he wasn't that motherfucker who, like, He wasn't like that crazy motherfucker who, like, dated Megan Fox, or married Megan Fox or whatever, right? No, that's someone else. He's not like the guy who called himself psychosexual or something. You know, like, a guy who used to be a really fucking good rapper was Kanye. I can't be mad at Kanye because he's just so depressing to watch, you know? Like, this is a guy who's clearly not well, and... Slipknot? Oh, fuck yeah, Tyler can tell you a lot about Slipknot. I've seen Slipknot. I also saw, I saw Slipknot and I saw Stone Sour. They opened for Ozzy, actually. No, I'm way off. I'm thinking of someone else. Even Alex Jones was shocked at the. Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah, he was like Alex, like that one clip where like Alex Jones is like, now you don't actually love Hitler, now do you? Oh yeah, I fucking love Hitler, man. That dude's the shit. He invented the fucking microphone. Kanye, just stop, stop. Get some fucking help. You. I understand you're a fucking genius or whatever, but like, get some help, man. This is depressing. I don't like seeing this. Like fucking Dark Twisted Fantasy is my favorite rap album I've ever listened to. Oh man, Holiday in Cambodia. This is a good song. Also, Brother Ali is another. So for me, as far as rap goes, I'm more into like the R&B style rap. Like Outkast is the shit. Um, stuff like that. If I could like be recommended more like R&B style rap bands or rap artists, I'd be totally on board with that. Speaking of Tyler LCX, did you make the lowly Tyler model? I did see that you made a model for like a normal model for Tyler. I have that in the Discord chat, and I'll save it to my PC whenever I get to it next. But it's so weird too. Like Kanye went from like I fucking love Hitler to Bush doesn't care about black people like that, or from George Bush doesn't care about black people to you know what, Hitler was a pretty cool guy. I saw like a really disturbing statistic, by the way. Something like half of Americans are unsure if the Holocaust happened, and I think like 20% outright deny it happened. Like, that's the fucking state of the American education system. Like, we have people alive now. We have people who are still alive who went through fucking concentration camps. Why? These motherfuckers, you gotta make yourselves more known. Like, I assume they're doing that, but like, you know, you gotta like wheel yourself out. Like, get out of the fucking nursing home, go to these fucking Florida ass schools, and tell them what's what. Pull, pot, pull, pot. Yes. For rap, zero. I've never heard of any of those, so I'm just gonna screenshot that. Pol Pot. Sorry, it went, there we go. Testament to power of mobile, what? Alex Jones, lesbian Yuri vampires. Yes. Mobile Legends streams 586 views. Other streams 100 views. Oh, there you go. You said Mobile Legends is on PC now. I should, maybe I should do, like, one Mobile Legends stream at some point. The power of the Mobile Legends. Viva Las Vegas. Yes, it's probably controls worse on PC. Holy shit, okay. Play as Johnson. Okay. Wait, did you say play as Johnson or play with Johnson? Wait, never mind. You did get to Mythic rank on PC the first time? Okay. I'll just play with a touchscreen. Touchscreen might even support controllers, so that's possible. The Transformers tank. Okay. MTG. Yes. You first played Mobile Legends on PC using an emulator. Okay, yeah, but I thought like natively it was on PC now. Yes, this is what I look like. This isn't if you're a true fan, you've seen my face before. And if you're a new fan, well, you aren't a fan anymore because this is what I look like. Sorry, everyone. Oh yeah, no, it's AI LDP. I'm gonna drop the AI justice hammer on all of y'all. I'm judge, jury, and executioner, bitch. Okay, I think I'll put on one last album. What the fuck in there? Thank you. Oh, fuck. And the paper sleeve just ripped. Sexy. Or not paper sleeve, plastic sleeve. I know what I'm gonna end with. Clapton. Chicago. Here we go. Cigarettes After Sex. This is a really nice shoegaze band. I think this is one like Spotify recommended for me. Is this side one? I think it is. We will see. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is side one. Your face is way hidden. Yes. You have seen Elle's face before in an old video. I was gonna say, because, like, I remember, like, Elle was talking about, like, privacy is the biggest scam in the universe. And then, like, way later, I was just like, you know, no offense, but, like, yeah, privacy is the biggest scam in the universe, says somebody who hides behind a voice filter and a fucking model. Like, Barricade, how are you? Physical media and records, amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I've been collecting since I was about 12. I should get an oscilloscope. That'll make VGM happy. Nobody will know your face until you hit 1K. Alright. Everybody subscribe to VGM so he can do a face reveal. LCX did a thigh reveal. That was fun. I'm doing good, Barricade. Crazy Bus vinyl record. Fuck yeah. Has anybody ever put Crazy Bus on a record? I will buy that shit. I don't even care. You wish you had that many vinyl, but you only have like maybe 20. Fair enough. Look, it's an expensive hobby. That'll happen. You dig my 8-track player and my hi-fi setup. Yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah, I got an 8-track player. The door on it's kind of fucked up because I was like kind of like trying to like get something in there to like get a stuck 8-track out. But this is my receiver. Oh no, this is my twin tape deck. It's in there. Oh, Alice in Chains, Dirt. That's what's in there. Wow, it's been a while since I listened to anything on cassette. That was many months ago. And then below here, I have, well, here's my receiver. This is like one of the last analog receivers really made. And then down here, I have like my video game shit. Like I have, by the way, if you want proof, I told you guys, I own a fucking Ouya. And I wear that as a badge of honor. Ouya, for a while, was like the best emulation machine. The best, most user-friendly emulation machine. To play like N64 near full speed. But yeah, I got a PS4 Slim and a Wii U, and I got the box with the PSVR headset. Damn, yeah. It's mostly 30 copies of Baby Shark on vinyl. Yeah, it's a... Let's chat sometime. You are on Discord too. If somebody wants to type in... Can somebody type in exclamation mark Discord? That'll bring the Streamlabs link to my Discord. Ouya trying to fool. Shut up, Wolfpack. Go to your room. You what? I don't even know anymore what. Most of it is really niche stuff or video game stuff or anime. Yes, anime soundtracks. It is, yeah. It is really expensive. Run the Jewels 2 was like $200 record. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever paid that much for record. Yeah, I like a lot of this kind of like lo-fi stuff. There's another kind of like band I like called Thievery Incorporated. They're pretty good. I recommend them. We'll have to chat about our collections, passion, someone, keep up the cool videos. Yeah, can someone type in !! Discord, please? That'll that will bring up the link to my Discord. Thank you. Yasuke got it. Thank you guys. Yeah, Barricade, if you want to subscribe to my Discord, feel free. And you know, if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, feel free as well. I'm almost at, yeah. Oh my. Yeah, a lot of people did it. Thank you guys. We have a few albums by Anamanaduchi. The Cowboy Beep. Oh, really? Yep, we got it. We got there in the end. You can, like, join my Discord, like, 3 times now. Do you think Miku exists on vinyl? Could I buy that? I will ironically buy that. I will ironically buy fuck this and fuck that on vinyl. Oh my. Here? Oh, okay. I don't actually have another device to look at links at the moment, so. Or even to chat, so. I'll have to take your word for it that that's good. You're headed to dinner, take care. You're subbed, and your barricade on there too. Alright, thank you. If you love her, why don't you ever give head? Oh my god. I just now realized that those are the lyrics. Good. Good song. So yeah. I definitely had a lot of stuff to do for Rompori this weekend. I think this weekend is mostly going to be like catching up on requests because I haven't done like a legit Rompori stream in maybe almost a month at this point. Because like the last one was the Tyler one, and then I took a couple weeks off, and then before then was my 50th one, and then before that might have been like. Wait, hang on. Miku. You can call me Miku, but hair blue. Yes. Ty hiding in your Wi-Fi, yes. Now I need to check. I need to go on like eBay, see if anybody's made like custom Miku vinyl. It'll be an in-joke that only applies to me and like the 5 people that give a shit to watch my streams. This music is just it's so relaxing. I like I did a video series on like an abandoned channel I had that was like dedicated to music. Called Getting Into, where I tried to get into trip hop, and I did to a degree. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite genre or anything, but I definitely like Goldfrapp is definitely a band that I really like. Goldfrapp, Bjork is pretty good. You know, Sia actually started in like the trip hop scene. Sia, who's now like a pretty big pop star, and apparently like, well, she was a big pop star. Now I guess like she did like some shit that pissed off the autistic community or something. I mean, what doesn't piss them off, but. See, like, I just want to, like, vibe to this fucking music, but I have a stream to do. Oh, man. Does also suck. Like, apparently Karumi's doing an arcade night. That would be fun to see, like, what... Anybody who's, simultaneously watching Karumi's stream, what's Karumi, playing now? Can you let me know? He should play Alien vs. Predator. Hey, what's up? Hey, Stormy Skies, how are you? I think I've seen you before. Did I raid you before? I can't remember. I'll probably finish the Sadi album and then log off. I think people are starting to get sick of my shit.
Oh, there is a way to just keep like all of the. Oh, I see. Yeah, I found a way to keep all the messages just visible. I don't have to constantly tap the screen. Oh, never mind. I do. I think. Be careful. That was cool while it lasted. But yeah, I do plan to play like some more graphically intensive games. Like I plan to play Call of Duty 3. That would be cool. Hey L, if you're like simultaneously watching Karumi's stream, what's he playing now? Just curious. You should tell him to play Alien vs Predator, the arcade beat 'em up. Cause like apparently he's doing an arcade night. Oh, he's doing Arcana Heart too. I've never heard of that one. I don't think. Is that an arcade game? I guess. Ah, fighting game. PS2. Oh, is he playing Techno Parrot? I see. So he's playing like modern shit. I don't even know like I don't know cuz like nobody gave a shit about the arcades like by the time like modern shit like that was a thing. Oh, he's using a PC dump but not Techno Parrot. Okay. Like I thought about getting Techno Parrot up and running, but then I just realized like what is there even that I'm interested in? Probably stuff that I've just never even thought of, but yeah. Tons of fighting games. Okay, well then that is LDP Kryptonite. Much to the dismay rather of mid-tier guard. I think fighting games is like really the only thing. I just remember like arcades when I was a kid were all just like on rail shooters. Yeah, exactly. On rail shooters, probably. I remember there was a Terminator Salvation on rail shooter that I really liked. That's probably my favorite arcade shooter. There was like some good Star Wars ones too. Star Wars always has good shit. Maybe you could play that on stream. If I remember, it was like it's probably like a pretty generic shooter.
there's an exclusive Mario Kart arcade game. I think it's like by Nintendo and Namco, and I think you can even play as Pac-Man in the. It's like Mario Kart Grand Tour or something like that. No, that's the mobile game. I forget what the Mario Kart arcade game was, but I've definitely seen it in an arcade somewhere. There's even a Counter Strike arcade. I believe you. And a castle. That one I know about. The Castle. Well, that one I know about. Because I saw it like in a retrospective. It's actually not a light gun game. It's like. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure how you would control this with an emulator. You have like a whip, and you have to like whip things in real life, and it's like an on-rail shooter, and it's a pretty interesting design, admittedly, although I again don't really know how one would go about emulating something like that. That's always the thing with arcade games, is because like arcades, you aren't really like restricted by like, oh, it has to have like, four buttons, four bumper buttons, and two C sticks or whatever. Like you can kind of just do whatever the hell you want. Always a problem when it goes to probably mouse control, probably, or motion control. Yeah, that's a good point. Motion control, you could probably do something like that. In fact, it sucks that Konami are pieces of shit, and they won't like port it to Switch or something that has like dedicated motion controls that would totally work for something like that. You ever play there's like a Castlevania 3D fighter on the Nintendo Wii, and I found that out because I was trying to find the Castlevania Adventure Rebirth, and I came across this 3D fighter on Wii. And it was just such a weird idea, but that's just like, it's Konami, I guess. You know about it, and but you never played it. Check it out on stream sometime. You set your own controls each game in Technoparrot. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can do that in MAME. It's just like, if you have like a driving game or something with like an analog pedal, you have to like, well, own an analog pedal, which I don't. You kind of have to own like a whole bunch of shit, which you kind of can. You know. I mean, like if you really invested, you can get like a joystick and a trackball and driving controller, like a wheel and a pedal and shit. In Technoparrot, you need to set it up, or you have no control. Oh, so Technoparrot requires like a profile for each individual game. Fair enough. Like MAME has like general default buttons that typically work for most games, but I guess Technoparrot you have to do it for each game, which fair. Okay, I think I am gonna log off now. Uh, Everybody who hasn't already, go raid Karumi. I wish I could type it in chat actually, but wait, can I? Oh no, it's switches camera. Yeah, it doesn't let me. Okay. You can do exclamation mark Karumi, and that pulls up Karumi's link, but y'all know who Karumi is. Yeah, nice chill stream. Like I said, I might retool this to make it a bit better, but yeah, well, you did try. Or LC or Yasuke can just post a link. That's another option. Anyway, yeah, I only have it set up for Karumi right now, but I will with Mix It Up, I'll add like a bunch of other people, like Sir Jacob, I can add that. Maybe Dyer, although I don't know if Dyer's ever going to be streaming at the same time I am now because I stream on Sundays. Eugene streams on Sundays though. I could add him. Uh, but yeah, like Alkin, I sometimes raid. Sometimes when he goes on YouTube. Although, if I'm doing this, I can just raid his Twitch. That's always a possibility. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. Thursday will be Super Mario RPG, Legends of the Seven Stars. Friday, Wolfpack recommended something for my Discord watch party, but I forget what it is. I'm gonna have to go back in my chat and confirm when that happens, but I'll let you know maybe on Thursday. And Sunday will be a normal Romperie. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done that. It's probably mostly going to be catching up on requests, but somebody did, LCX in fact, did request Call of Duty 3. So that'll be an interesting kind of like technical showcase to see if I can emulate Xbox 360 on my Steam Deck. And then Tuesday, we will be going back to Celeste. Yeah, so like if I do this at all again, it's probably going to be like monthly. But yeah. And LCX says pew pew. I agree. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. Thank you LCX, Retro Gamer Yasuke, Karumi, Wolfpack, Jack Riot 100, Starry Skies, Barricade, Zombie, I think, was here. Retro Ryan. Thank you guys, everybody, so much for watching. Good night. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye, everyone.